Hey everybody, a very good morning to all of you, and thank you for joining. Uh, I will just wait for a minute more for people to join in. Till then, a very warm welcome, and I hope in this time all of you are doing good. You and your family are doing good, I hope. And yeah, it's really nice to see so many people joining in, taking time out from your busy schedule and coming here to learn something new, which is really great. Uh, uh, Today, you should expect to just get some idea on what the Bluehost panel is all about. Um, Bluehost, as you might have heard of, is closely associated with WordPress. Um, it started working with WordPress very closely since 2005, and it has been one of the most recommended brands by WordPress itself since 2005. As in, most of our products that you will see are closely associated with WordPress. We also contribute to the core of WordPress and help WordPress stay free as it is, and ensure that the overall ecosystem grows. The idea here is to try and take you through a journey of managing your website via the Bluehost panel. This is first of many to come, I believe. This is just an introduction to Bluehost when you're using WordPress. In future, we plan to definitely take up more advanced sessions, even sessions on how would you build your first site. Once you have built your WordPress site, how would you optimize that? What are the SEO changes you would need? How to use plugins, how to use themes, how to build on those themes and stuff. So definitely a lot of things in store for you in the future. So I guess I will now begin. It's already 11. We have a good amount of attendees. Uh, let's just begin with this. So now that you know a little bit of WordPress, uh, my name is Pratik. I am a product manager with Bluehost. I have around 15 years of experience in this industry, and I have been working with Bluehost on the India side of things since launch, and I want to share whatever learnings we have from Bluehost with you, so you can use it and make your own journey through WordPress better, I guess. So let's just begin. Uh, Thank you for joining us. A warm welcome to all of you who have joined in late as well. I hope all of you and your families are doing great. And welcome today. We will try and keep this session for to somewhere around 35 to 40 minutes, and we'll have a Q&A session at the end of this. That doesn't mean that if you have questions in between, you can ask. I'll try and take those as I go through the deck, but if that's not possible, I will definitely take those at the end of the presentation. Some housekeeping, I guess. This is how the go-to meeting interface should be looking like. So you have an option of raising a hand uh, that you can use. You have, in case you have questions, this is the question mark that you see is where you click to submit these questions. Similarly, on the right hand side, if you see, that's the mobile interface. Same options, raise your hand and submit your questions. And the presentation can be clicked and zoomed into. So that's an option that's available to you. So as we begin, can we all just can you just raise your hands so that I understand that you can see me and you can hear me clearly? Can I have a raise of hands from everyone? Yes, I'm seeing a few. Others, can you try and just do that? Can you just see this so I know that you're comfortable with the interface? Perfect. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of hands raised. That's awesome. That's really good. Yeah, perfect. Let's just begin. Let's just get into this. First of all, congratulations to all of you. You have chosen to take time out from your schedules to come here to learn something new. It's maybe a start of the journey for you. You are starting with WordPress for the first time, or you already are with WordPress, but you are interested in learning. I believe that's the first step in getting better at whatever you are doing, and taking time off from your daily schedule and coming and trying to put in additional effort from what you're doing and learn something new. That's really awesome. I want to appreciate all of you for that. And yep, I believe you're taking the right step. You're taking the steps in the right direction. And I'm sure this is going to help you in the future as well. So, a round of applause to all of you to join in over here. So before we begin, I just wanted to run a small poll. The idea was to just try and get a feeling of the kind of uh, uh, all of you who are attending. I just want to get a feel of what is your background, what are you doing, so I can tweak my content based on that, which suits more to the audience that's attending. I wouldn't want to keep it too beginner level or too advanced, and just want to tweak it right. So yeah, you will get a pop-up. If you can please submit your response, that would be great. I'll wait for the majority to complete. Yep, this is the first one. Basically, how would you identify your role in the WordPress journey? Um, are you an individual trying to start a new blog or adding some content? Are you a small organization looking to create a website for your own business? Or you are an organization that builds or is trying to create this website for someone else? Are you a professional who builds and manages website for other people? Or are you you're just for learning? I just want to understand. So yeah, I am seeing a lot of votes coming in. That's awesome. Keep on coming. I'll wait for, I guess, a few more, 30 more seconds, so that everybody gets an equal opportunity to submit their votes. Just 5 more to go. Awesome. Thanks a lot. Let me just share this with you so you also get an idea of what are the people who are coming in. Perfect. So a lot of people who are starting out. That's really awesome to see. Let's begin. Before we go ahead and get into content, one more poll your way, uh, just to understand how you have been working. So again, I believe with a lot of you being new to this, you might have not worked on site, so maybe 1 to 5 is where you come in. But just want to understand again the demographics of the people who have joined in. Post this, no poll till the end. Everything else is content. All polls end over here. So just help me out with this, so I just get an idea again of pure knowledge with WordPress. 30 seconds more to go. Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, and just to look at the results, yes, as we expected, since a lot of you are starting out new, obviously either none or 1 to 5 is what you guys have worked with. So nice. So I hope this helps you just set up your first WordPress site. So let's begin. Let's get into the content and let's begin with this. Perfect. So this is the agenda in a short manner. So we'll be going through these items. I'll help you figure out how do you choose a product when you are on Bluehost's website. How do you log into the panel for the first time? Uh, how do you set up WordPress? What is that Bluehost does differently? Uh, Anybody who has ever tried to come up or start a website knows there's DNS configuration. So what has Bluehost done for this? Run through the Bluehost panel. What is the marketplace? How do you add and manage domain names you have with us? We also have cPanel access for people who would need that. If you're starting out, frankly, you might not even need to go to cPanel, but if you need that, I will also take you through how you can do that. Emails, how you can manage emails, and again, what is included in your accounts and profile. So yep, let's begin. So let's begin with choosing the right product. What I've done is I'm not going to take you through a live demo. Simple reason, there might be connection issues or something. So to avoid that, I have recorded these views, so I can pause and explain to you stuff. The same flow is what you will encounter as well when you are going through this. So this is everything that I've done on my machine and recorded and kept so that there are no issues during the presentation. So I'll start with the first one. So you basically open bluehost.in and this is where you land. So this is the new portal that we have, and here you will see you have options of hosting, WordPress, domains, affiliates. Hosting is where you'll be looking at. So let's just go through how the flow looks like. So in hosting, you'll have shared hosting, WordPress hosting, you'll have other VPS dedicated options. So let's go through WordPress hosting because that's what we are here for. You just choose the plan. Once you choose the plan, I would recommend going for the Choice Plus plan. Simple reason, backups and everything is pre-included. On other plans, you obviously have to additionally figure out how to back up or maybe look at third parties. If it's pre-integrated, you'll understand why I'm saying go for the pre-integrated backup. I'll take you through that as well, how seamless the backup journey becomes. So that's what we go for. So we'll go for the Choice Plus plan. Let's register a domain name. Choose a domain name, that's very important. But you can actually select your own domain name with a third party provider, or if you are not sure what the domain name is, you can choose to essentially create add a domain name later as well. So it's not necessary. Again, with the packages that we have, you get the domain name free. So it's not that you're going to pay additional for the domain name. So I believe thinking of a domain name and choosing that makes more sense. So once you go with this, so I did register this domain name. So that domain name that you saw over here definitely is an active domain name where the site is, because I will be using this in the future as well when we build test sites and stuff. So there is some continuity to this. So yeah, this is our office address. So just adding it over there. Uh, You'll see my email address also. That's a valid email address. In case you want to reach out to me, please do. The phone number is definitely not a dummy phone number. Let's choose 12 months. We don't require Sitelock Essentials. You do get Sitelock, the free basic scan with every package. So if you don't want to choose a advanced one, it's okay. So yeah, once you do this, obviously the next item was going to the payment gateway. So I have skipped that, and let's look at what happens once you do that. Once you go to the payment gateway, make the payment, come back, this is what you'll land to. Okay, your purchase was successful. You will get an invoice with you. It's a proper GST invoice and stuff. From here, this means the package has been bought. There is nothing else you need to do. This is the purchase flow. That's straightforward. Everything that you looked for is available and you have bought the package. Now what we will do is, you saw that create login button. we basically create an account button, and that's where we go. So once you click on that, it will take you to this page. So then you start with the domain name is the one that you choose during registration. If you don't choose any, you'll get a temporary domain name over here. Choose a password, a strong password. No 12345 6 doesn't make sense. This is where you will put in all your content, and your account will then, it's not worth going in for insecure passwords. So yep, choose a strong password. Again, some requirements that show you how strong your password is. So it's simple. I'll use some password to create this, and yep, once done, we submit this. Yep, and that will tell you that password, the setting is done. Now it will tell you to go to login. Login normally, if you click from here, it will take you to the login page. If you want to remember, the login page is pretty simple. It's my.bluehost.in, and when you go to that, it will take you to the same page. So if you click to go to login, it'll take you to the page. It will ask you to put in your username. That's the domain name, and the password associated that you just set in. So once you put that, um, and click on login, it will take you to your panel, and it takes a few seconds because obviously the account was just created. So you're logging in the first time, so it's bringing all the settings up, and this is what you land to. So this, I will take you to this flow in the next slide. That flow was the landing page for the no hassle WordPress setup, I believe. What it Let's go through this so you'll understand why I said no hassle WordPress setup. So this is where we landed, right? So this actually is the beginning of your WordPress setup. So we don't expect you to start figuring out, okay, where is the WordPress code base? How do I download that? How do I create a database? How do I create a username password for that database? Where is the configuration file? All that has been removed. What we want to ensure is you have a seamless setup experience. So we do ask you a few questions. Again, these are not compulsory, but this helps us understand your use case. If we have uh, some new add-ons that suit your kind of profile, so let's say if I'm going to create videos for beginners, and if you have selected that kind of a profile in your setup, then I can actually send those across to you, okay, because they will help you in the future in setting up your site. If you are agency or something, I might give you tools based on what would be helpful to you in the future. So that's essentially what this is. So let us just go through this flow again. So we start with this. You can create an online store, blog, business, or a portfolio. Simple. So let's create a blog. Right now, I believe one of the in things is education blog. So yep, let's create an education blog. And who are you creating this site for? Are you creating it for yourself, a client, a company that you work for, or someone else, and you're just helping someone else out? So let's say this I'm creating for myself. Again, you can skip if needed. Once you go through that, you have an option of a few plugins that are there. So again, with blog, since I selected a blog, I got this. An about me page is something that normally people would have. So I'm just pre-configuring what all I want to add to the site. Again, I can skip this set and it goes to the default install. Once let's skip the store. I don't need a store. I'll go with an about me page, and okay, I continue. Uh, Simple question. What's your site's name? So this is what the, sorry about that, I skipped a bit further, I guess. Yeah, let's just continue from here. When you go to the next one, yeah, this is where, so this is where you are supposed to enter uh, the name of your site. This is what people will see when they come to your site, and what's your site's tagline. So let's say I add Pratik's WordPress education portal, and the tagline is come here to learn about everything related to WordPress, maybe set up a WordPress powered website. And you can also specify your comfort in creating these kind of websites. And next, it takes you to the theme selection. So we give you a few of these themes for free on front of site. You can select any of these, or you can even go with the premium option in case you want to. But as you guys are starting off new, I believe you should just start with the free themes that are on offer. Premium, obviously, you need to pay for that theme that you have, and normally these are yearly contracts, so that you get those updates every time there are any updates on these themes. But yeah, no point going in over there. Let's start with using a free theme. I'll choose the Astra theme and go about doing that. Yep, and that's about it. Now, if you look at the messaging over here, we show you that, okay, we are installing a CDN with your site, and the installation of WordPress is also happening. So yes, we do set up CDN by default, and you don't have to pay anything additional for that. It's a premium offering that's pre-integrated without any additional charges for you. So this is all that you had to do. You had to not create a database or anything. You didn't have to figure out what the config file was. You just did this. It takes a few seconds to download the latest core, and yeah, this is where it takes you. Your site has been created. You land to the dashboard, and this is where you begin from. So yeah, this is where you initially land. So now let's do one thing. Since your setup is now complete, let's try and log into the admin interface and see what's coming up. I was just checking. Can you guys just raise your hands to confirm that if you are able to see the screen? Perfect. Thank you. So I'll continue. There are a few questions that are there. I believe I will take them at the end just to ensure there's continuity with this. So yep, let's just continue with this. Do keep on putting your questions in. I'll definitely take those at the end of the session. So let's go to the next one. Now, this is where you landed. Now let's log into the WordPress admin. That's like let's see if the installation is done properly, what's there in the admin and stuff, because that's where you would normally start off wherever you install a WordPress site. So let's go here. Let's see, where do you go from here. You can go to my sites, or you can directly click on login to WordPress over here as well. My sites will show all the sites you have installed in your package. On the home screen, it was showing you the only site that we installed, and that was the first site. uh, when we click on uh, your login, and that's what it will log in using. So we obviously log you, or we create a user for your WordPress, and that's normally the default user. So the email address of your account becomes your default user. You can add users, you can modify profile, all that can be done. So yep, once you click on login, this is where you reach. This is the WordPress admin. You see on top there is this coming up, coming soon active. That means you have a coming soon page. If you go to the website at this moment, you'll see a coming soon page rather than a unfinished website. And if you just click on that, the coming soon page disappears and your live website starts showing up. So that's something, a plugin that we add just so that it looks a lot more professional, and the coming soon page has been designed in a very nice manner as well. So yeah, I'm going to disable that. And yeah, this is essentially your WordPress admin. Again, I'm not going through go through all these options. I believe we should cover that in the next session. But yeah, this is where you see your plugins and stuff that are there. You can enable, disable plugins. There are a few plugins that we pre-install and give you. Uh, they are essentially so that you can log into your interfaces. There are Jetpack is something that we pre-install and give you. WordPress importer is something that we have. Bluehost is one of our own plugins which adds a few tweaks like the coming soon page that you saw and stuff. uh, Google Analytics is something that we add using Monster Insights and stuff. So a few helpful plugins. Again, not going too deep into these plugins. We'll do that possibly in the next session. So now you have seen the panel. Now let's explore the Bluehost panel itself. So you first bought a package, you created your portal, your site, your username, password, you logged in, you set up WordPress, and you landed into WordPress admin. So this is the entire journey till now. You have created your WordPress. Now let's see what does Bluehost offer on top of the normal WordPress seamless WordPress setup that is there. So let's go to this. So this is where we were, where we clicked on log into WordPress. Now from here, what we would do is we will click on manage site, and this is the first time that you see your WordPress panel in, or manage site panel in Bluehost. So you see a lot of these options over here, right? Those options will be like market center, user, backup, performance and stuff. You see a few of these add-ons that we are telling, we are trying to tell you, okay, these are useful ones. You have market center, users, backup, performance, security, plugins. We'll run through these one by one so you get an idea of what this is all about. And I'll also take you on how do you actually use these. So I'm just running through this right now. So Cloudflare is what I was talking to you about. You see that's pre-installed. uh, Caching has been enabled on Cloudflare, and we set it as a blog, so there is some level of caching. There is security. There are a few security items. You'll see SSL is still pending. Options like file check integrity, plugins. These are the same plugins that you saw when we logged into WP admin. So you can actually enable, disable them from here, and there is a very good use case. Why would you want to do that at times? This is the setting. Now, I just wanted to bring your attention to this site URL. We created a site, right? We used a domain name, but that's not showing up over here. And there is a reason. I want to tell you why that's not showing is right now, once you register, you set up the DNS servers, there is some delay that is there at the uh, DNS provider at your ISP. So this will change automatically to the domain name once the configuration is completed, once the DNS propagation gets done. And as soon as that gets done, you, in the security section, you saw SSL pending. The SSL will also install, so you don't have to buy an SSL certificate. The free SSL certificate installs by default. You don't have to do anything. You will get an HTTPS site. You don't have to go configure anything at all. Your site will run on HTTPS without doing anything apparent, and it's just going to run that way. So we also have a few configuration items, and these are some quick tweaks over here. Some advanced options that you would need for your sites and stuff. So this is an overview of the entire Bluehost panel that we give you with your package. And this panel is available for every WordPress install that you do. So in your package, if you install 3 4 WordPress sites, all the 3 4 sites will have a similar panel for themselves. So if you go to my sites, you will be able to see that, and you can go into any of those WordPress management panels and go and perform those options. So now you have seen the overview of this. Let's look at what's coming up next. So let's go through uh, one of the options. That's the WordPress user management option. So as I told you, we choose the default email and user that to create the first user or the admin user. You can either add other users or you can just edit the password. You don't have the password, right? You logged in directly by clicking in login. So we have created a password, but you don't have that. So you can either reset the password or even edit the profile. You want your name to show as someone else, or whatever is that you want to do. You want to maybe change the email. You do edit info and it logs you in to WordPress, to the page where you basically do this editing. You can add a name, you can add details, you can change nicknames, change email addresses and stuff. Whatever you want to do, you can do over here. Once you do that, it automatically starts reflecting in the site as well. So yeah, that's your basic user management. Let's go to exploring site settings. So again, from the overview, we will click on uh, settings. In settings, see now, if you see, the domain name has updated. So when I was recording, while the time I was just taking you through the other options, like 20 30 minutes down, the site URL automatically updated. Now you see HTTPS instead of HTTP. That means if now I go into security and check, it will show the free SSL as installed and active and not as pending, because the propagation has completed. Over here, in settings, you will see options of automatic updates. So you can decide if you want to only update your core plugins and themes, or any of that. You can select any combination. We suggest WordPress core updates should always be on. Plugins and themes, ideally they should be on, unless and until you are going to create or edit those plugins or themes into the code base and going to change the architecture. uh, you should then disable it, because that might break your site. But normally when you have something, the default usage, it shouldn't break anything in your plugins and themes, unless and plugins and themes are not properly updated, I guess. uh, so you have that. You have some configuration on content. You have X revisions on the pages or posts that you are making in. There is a recycle bin or a trash bin that exists in WordPress. How often do you want to clean that? uh, you would also have an option of enabling disabling comments for old posts. How long do you keep comments open for? How many comments do you show? The coming soon page that we had seen in the beginning, again, you can enable disable it from here and stuff. Yeah, so now, since that is done, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the security overview. I've clubbed SSL and security because SSL is part of the security overview. So from settings, we'll go to the security bit, and there, see, as I told you, the free SSL which was showing pending now shows as on. So that's done. You also have the SiteLock free plan, as I told you, is available with every package that you buy. That's enabled. You can go with the higher plan. You can add it from here also, what you had seen that we were trying to give you in the purchase flow, but that's not needed at this moment. There is a file integrity checker, which if there is some problem with your WordPress, we want to check if the core installation is proper. You can do a one-click check, which will tell you if your core is broken or not. So all that is available in the security center. So you can enable, disable SSL. If you disable SSL right now, it will go back to HTTP from HTTPS, but you won't have to go and change any configuration. It will do it by itself. So this is something that's neatly available. So that's some part of the security option that is available. So from here, we can go to backup. Site backup is one of the most key aspects or critical aspects over here. This obviously this video I had taken before the configuration had completed. So let's from settings, if you go to backups. So I told you that buy Choice Plus, and there was a reason for that. I told you that when you buy Choice Plus, you get CodeGuard pre-integrated. You can obviously go and buy it later as well, but since I'll show you how this CodeGuard integration works now. So when you go to backups, you obviously have to activate the CodeGuard that was given to you. So let's click on Add Backup. When you click on Add Backup, it will tell you, okay, buy one. But we bought a package which had pre-included, right? So we had the basic code guard pre-included, and it was for the tenure of the package. So when you click on build yearly, and then you should select choose basic. When you do that, see what happens. You go to the next one. You will see a message, error message. Ignore that. That's one of the test environment error issues. Your overall cost is 0, 0. That's because you bought the package which had this included. So if you didn't buy the package at that time with Choice Plus, you would have to pay this amount plus taxes additional. So from Plus to Choice Plus, CodeGuard essentially is free for you. So when you do that, purchase, once you click on purchase, frankly, it will process the order. Thank you. That's about it. Continue. It will stay in this stage or setting up CodeGuard for a few minutes. Again, around half an hour's time, it should complete the entire setup. And I want to show you how it shows up after the setup. So let's see what you see once the setup is completed. So once the setup is completed, here if you see, I have taken a view a day later just so that you understand how this shows up. Now the setup got completed on 21st, and then if you look at this now, you will see multiple restore points already created. So CodeGuard got set up, it started backing up your database, your files, everything automatically. You don't have to do anything now, and you can even go to CodeGuard site to see how or what the CodeGuard panel looks like. But you frankly don't even have to get out of here. So tomorrow, let's say if you have 10 backups and you start encountering an error on one of the days, and let's say yesterday there was no error, you want to restore your site back to yesterday, saying yesterday everything was working, one click restore, you're back to yesterday's setup, all issues gone. So this is how seamlessly CodeGuard is integrated, and I believe that's one good reason you should have this. So yeah, just taking you to the backups again so that you understand how this shows up. Your simple restore point is there. You can log into CodeGuard. So this is what I was talking to you about. So if you go to CodeGuard, this is what it shows up. It's showing me total websites and stuff. It is showing me backups and all that have been created. So yep, and it's showing 3 sites for a particular reason. I'll tell you later why that's showing 3 sites. For you, it will normally show one site because you have created one site. So yeah, this is how the backup works in CodeGuard. And if you want to restore, click on this restore. It's processing in the backend. It will restore all the content and the database to that restore point or the backup, the time that backup was created. And that's about it. That's all you need to do to backup and restore your WordPress powered website. You can upgrade and downgrade if needed, but yeah, that's something that's there. Anyways, let's go to next side. Now you know how to set up backup. Now you know what settings, security. Let's say you want to start one more website, right? You have a few websites. You want to start one more website. So this is the home button that we had seen in the beginning. So I'm just starting from there for continuity. You go to my sites. From my sites, you had seen this button again. Now you understand why you are seeing two backups at least in or multiple sites in my backup CodeGuard backup plan, because I had created one site and kept. So let's say we'll create one more site for you to look at the demo how this goes about. So you just click on create site, enter site name, enter the tagline. We will not ask you the same onboarding questions we asked you the first time. That's only visible to you the first time you set your package up. The next time we just give you this directly. So that's there. We'll also click on advanced and see what is available in advanced. So here you can specify an email address or username and password. In case you don't want to use the default one, we will obviously use your email address as the default information and create a password that you will obviously have to set. But if you don't want to set, one click login is already available. So you have an option of creating the user yourself if you want to. So click next. uh, Again, I just have one domain name, so it will obviously either I have to add a subdomain or I have to put this in a directory. A few additional plugins. Again, all these are free. You can opt in or you can unselect and not have others need for this. It's up to you. Yep, one click and the setup is happening. CodeGuard is Cloudflare is anyways enabled for this domain name, so Cloudflare will also be available. And yep, that's all. You're done. You can directly log in to WordPress or go back and see. So now if you go back, let me just, yep, from here, if you go to my sites, you will now see the blog that I added, and you can go to manage site, and a similar uh, overview that you are seeing for your own blog or the first blog is seen over here. You have all similar settings. You can configure everything in a similar fashion. So yeah, that's setting up a new site. So now that we know how to set the site up and stuff, let's go to uh, domain management. So for domain management, we did buy a domain name at the beginning of the purchase, right? So how do I actually go there if I want to change any DNS records or anything? How do I do that? So for that, you have an option called as domains in your panel itself. That will take you to the domain name that's there or attached to this package. You have an option renew, and everything has been pre-enabled, so that's why it's auto renew is enabled, and that's why there are no problems with this. So in domain, you go to manage and then DNS. These are the DNS records that you will normally have to edit. Again, if you have your domain name and hosting package and any other service with Bluehost itself, you frankly never have to go and visit any or change any of this. We automatically handle all of it by ourselves. You don't have to do anything. So this is just taking you through all the DNS options that are there. There is settings, again, malware scan that was provided by for free at the start of the purchase. That's there. You also have options of if you go to DNS, that's where we were. Then security, you will have some private enable and disable privacy protect, transfer logs and stuff to protect your domain name from unauthorized transfers. You can update your contact details that you entered during registration over here. Renewal is basically you want to enable auto renew or disable auto renew and stuff, and you can manually click and renew this before its expiry also if you need to. So all those options or domain management or anything related to domain names is already available for you here. You can also add a new domain name or transfer a domain name. When I say add a domain name, so you can either add a domain name that is there with some other provider, or you can buy a new domain name. So let's say my domain name somewhere else.com. I'll see if this works. No, this domain name doesn't exist. So it will tell me to buy this domain name. As soon as it buy it, I'll see it in my panel already, and that's straightforward added to the package itself. I can also choose to assign a domain name. So if I have added a domain name from another provider, I can assign it. This is like add-on domain names in cPanel. This is essentially that whole idea. So you can add on, you can put in an add-on, you can park a domain name, unassign. If a domain name is added, assigning it to a directory. So if you type in that domain name, it needs to open up to that particular folder. So let's say if the blog item or the blog directory that we created, I want pratiksblog.com to point to that, then I'll come here and use this to that an extent. So I can choose the domain name and the directory it points to, or I can create subdomains over here where I can have blog.createtest-site.com. I normally have www.createtestsite, but I can even have blog or test dot or abcd dot or learning dot whatever, and assign it to open to a directory if somebody points that. Again, the DNS record will automatically get created. You don't have to touch any of that. So yep, that's about the domain. Yeah, these are other redirects and stuff in case you want to get to that. Again, just the DNS overview. Uh, with the domain name, you obviously have to manage DNS services. It normally is you would have to go here only if you're buying any other services with some other provider, or frankly for any services bought from us, you never have to visit this place. But if you, let's say, have to go and edit a DNS record, this is where you come in. So you can edit the name servers. If you don't want to use Bluehost name servers, you can do that from here. Or if you want to go and modify some record, let's say if I have something that I have hosted somewhere else, or if I have an email service that I'm using somewhere else, so you then go and add those MX records and other A records to point to the webmail or something over here. So that's where you would, or that's how you would manage the DNS. Now to the part that a lot of people would want to understand is cPanel, accessing cPanel. So cPanel is not touted as cPanel right now. You already have most of the things that you need in domains and my sites and stuff. But even if you still want to go to cPanel, then you can just click on advanced. Advanced will give you a customized cPanel which has the options that are not available outside over here. So here you can't put in add-on domains and stuff because that's already extracted outside. You would just have some options like your cPanel emails, PHP admin, visitors, matrix and stuff. There will also be Softaculous for one-click install. If you want to install custom SSL, all that will be here. So that's when you would want to log into cPanel. Otherwise, I don't think so there is any specific reason why you would log into your cPanel. Now let's go to marketplace. This frankly is very interesting. Uh, we do bundle in a marketplace with your package. Uh, the marketplace is a collection of themes, plugins, services that cater essentially to WordPress. So you can add these plugins on the fly. You buy these, you have contracts, you have monthly or yearly contracts with them. So like you need a theme. Now once you have this theme, you will get this theme for 1 year. Any updates, any upgrades that come to this theme will automatically be available to you, and it's available in your panel itself, is associated with your email address. Similarly, there might be plugins like, for example, ads and stuff. You don't need, there are add-ons by Kobiro. You don't need to buy, you have the free, then you can go to the paid option if needed. So there are a few free plugins, there are a few paid plugins depending on your use case. You can essentially go and add those and directly add it to your WordPress installation. So this is, you pay everything over here in your panel itself, and you can use it with any of your websites that you have. So yeah, if you look at how WordPress plugins, WordPress themes, other add-ons, a few services that right now I don't believe we still give you, but in future I believe you should also see live services and stuff. Again, if you buy a theme or something, obviously we don't build these themes. There are third-party providers who build this, but they are responsible for supporting you directly. They have their support interfaces and links to those support interfaces directly given over here itself. They have an SLA that they are supposed to reach. In case they are not responsive, then you obviously reach out to us saying that I bought this theme, but I'm not able to get in touch with the provider. And if that's the case, then we obviously take care of that for you. And you can and this, whatever you buy goes into auto subscription. If you don't want to renew it post a year, then you can go, uh, this is how it tells you where you need to go and set it to expire, so it will not auto renew. After the year that's there, it will just expire. So yep, and that's one of the themes that you can select. I know this might be getting a lot of data, but we will be sharing this video with you as well, so you can refer it again. Again, if you have questions, do reach out. We are there to help you out as well. We wanted to try and keep this do this in a short amount of time, so obviously it's a bit overwhelming. But yeah, uh, trying to cover too many things in a short time, but let's see how we can do, or what we can do about this. So professional emails, you also, you saw the email option in cPanel under advanced, right? You also have an option of going with professional emails. When I say professional emails, you have Microsoft or G Suite. Microsoft Office, if you go back to the whole purchase cycle, we give you 30 days free trial for Microsoft Office. So you can actually even take that up, try the Office product out, and if you don't want to renew, then cancel the renewal. But that is also available. G Suite and Office both are available in monthly and yearly pricing packages. Again, in Office there are three offerings. In G Suite there is just one offering, so you can select that. Again, one more thing I want to like reiterate this: if you add any of these services, the DNS records get added automatically. You don't need to touch anything. You just need to start creating your email addresses and start using them. That's all that you need to do here. Coming to the last bit, I guess, of this presentation, is billing and account information. So we did go through everything, but we didn't go through the top panel. So you have notifications, you have, if you click on the help one, you go to the help center. I'm just coming back. So help center is also linked from here in case you want any assistance. If you click on the icon, you have your entire profile and admin section. Essentially, you can modify your profile, you can modify your billing information or the address on which the billing happens. You can see the products that you have purchased together. You can set renewal cycles and expiry cycles. You can set those not to expire. All the payments that you have made to us, the invoices are available offline. If you look at it over here, so these are the payments that were made. So you can actually go to the details, download those invoices offline in case you need. Uh, Post that, if you go to the products tab, you will also see, one second, let me just go to the products tab. Yeah, you will see all these products that we have enabled. If you click on, you can manually renew this right now, or this will get auto renewed, or we'll try auto renewal at the end of the tenure. If you click on these three buttons, you have an option of disabling renewal or anything for specific products. For example, uh, the code guard basic, if you upgrade to that, then it will be a paid option where you can select to disable renewal if you want to. So this is where you come and do that from. So yeah, set to expire, that means next year it will not renew. You can also log into code guard from here as well. So basically third party providers that are there. You also have an option of two-factor authentication. You can enable it from here as well. uh, Using the instructions are given here, you can use a two-factor auth application and ensure that verification is done. Similarly, you can enable login via Google as well. So that's also available to you. So if you go single sign-on, so you don't have to remember your username, password. Uh, if you look at this one, yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, single sign-on. So if you have a Google account, add that account over here. You have to single sign on, no need to enter username, password when you go to my.bluehost.in. So that's also something that's available. So yes, with this, I know it has been a lot of data. Uh, I have one last poll for you. This essentially is to try and understand, if we want to do newer topics, what would those topics be? What would you like uh, to learn about? If you can vote for us, we can decide that this is the next topic on which we want to take a session on. We will also try and increase or decrease the timeline based on whatever feedback that we get. So if we want sessions which are more in detail and might take longer, we might possibly split it across to two sessions or something to ensure everybody gets equal time to go through this. So yeah, I believe from the set of people that we have, building my first WordPress powered website seems to be very critical, because since you are new to this, understanding how to build a website, how to use plugins, themes might be more relevant. But again, um, it just depends on what's your use case. And if you have websites, maybe we can look at other things as well. Cool. For like 5 more seconds and I'll close this. Perfect. I'll close this for now. And yep, I believe we can go to the questions. I will go through the questions that you have put in. I will try and answer whatever I can. Uh, if there are too many, I might we can possibly do this offline as well. Let me just start taking things up. So, if somebody couldn't view my screen, I'm really sorry. I hope you were able to do that. Uh, Dhruv has asked about CDN. CDN is basically content. We basically a way of distributing content via local. What I would call is putting your content at multiple servers across the globe. So instead of your web server serving content to everybody who's coming in, so somebody, if your website is located in US and your customer is in India, the latency from US to India or India to US is long. So you can host or whatever static content you have in a CDN, let's say in India or Singapore. So that client gets served from that location. So Your original content is always present in US, but there is a copy of that content nearby to the customers that will enable your site to work faster. So that's essentially what CDNs are. So it's called content delivery network, but in a nutshell, that's what the CDNs do. Okay, there is for starting a blog, which theme would be better to choose? Which also has SEO. See, frankly, this is asked by Reshma. Reshma, for SEO and for themes, frankly, most of these themes are SEO optimized. WordPress is very SEO friendly for sure. Uh, a theme only cannot define your SEO. And again, when you ask what theme should I choose, it depends on your use case. Is the theme helping you to deliver what you are trying to do? I believe that's where you should go with, and you should not look at only if this helps with SEO, I'll go with that. There are SEO improvements that you can add to any theme that's there. So choose a theme that helps you build your website rather than trying to go the other way around. Yes, Ajay is asking if this recording will be shared. We will definitely be sharing this recording, Ajay. So I believe all the participants should receive a link for this. How are, okay, again, Reshwan, there are again SEO questions. For Bluehost affiliates, Vijay, we will reach out to you and we'll engage with you so you can get an option. Also, again, you want a workshop to sell Bluehost India for affiliates, we can definitely check with the marketing team and figure that out. We'll reach out to you. A lot of questions are on recording. So yeah, what Bharati is saying that WordPress is not user friendly. I agree. The WordPress admin interface can be overwhelming. We'll try and take up that session, and maybe that will help you use WordPress better. We can't improve WordPress directly, but yeah, at least we can at least help you guide around how to use WordPress. Maybe that's something that we should do. Cool. There are other questions about uh, webinars and stuff. So yeah, we will definitely reach out to you guys offline around this, and whatever we can, we'll definitely email or get in touch with you regarding this. So I hope this session did help you guys out a bit, and you can definitely reach out to me on my email address that I shared, pratik.jainendurance, or you can even reach out to me via Twitter. Our team will get in touch with everybody who put in a question, and we'll try and answer all your questions to the best we can. Just so expect the uh, responses in a few days from now, I guess. Dhruv, thanks a lot. You found this session useful. I'm glad that you found this useful. We will try and see and ensure that we can get more useful sessions for you. And yep. Uh, One last question, I guess. Aryan is asking certificates will be provided or not. Which certificate are you talking about? If you are talking about uh, free SSL certificates with your package, yeah. I don't know what other certificates you're talking about. I guess that's all we have for you. Thanks a lot. You have been great. Thank you for your participation. Um, we will definitely send a recording for this, and we will figure out all other sessions that we are planning and try and possibly give you a schedule at least to the sessions that you have. You can also reach out to our marketing teams and figure out if there are any other topics that you'd like us to cover. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.